How was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Faruzan? So Madame Faruzan has some other things to settle. Alright. And to think—
Madame Faruzan will be able to repair Karkata when she gets back, won't she? I'm back! What? Is there to be no welcoming party? Madame Faruzan, we're over here! That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata—
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization? Unbelievable.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like you already told them what happened. Is that so? Thank you. We will talk about— It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia. They're going to be very big. I'll start repairing Karkata then. Kale, can you help? Of course! Ah, you're here. Thank you for keeping Tamimi a secret. If I tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for Karkata? Even if we could convince them to accept— I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people. It's fine. I'm used to this. I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Tamimi handed to me and learning that they'd never— I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted— Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you? Oh, Pardees DI looks pretty scenic at night. Will you take— Once Karkata's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep this secret. Thank you. Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me. I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate. The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru. No one came to check up on me then. Yeah, I'm home.
A shield is not enough to protect them.
Even though most of the I need to stay. I'd only assign it.
Oh no, Oh!
Ah, it's been a while. What a coincidence. I was sorry. That's not what I. Also, you happen to know about It's complicated. And you might have heard about her in Sumeru. Let's just say that a huge she is because of that. She doesn't have
I'll try.
Yes, Kishar. However, it's already past our arranged meeting time. I don't think so. With her anyway, can you go with Kale? I'm counting on. Our task is important. After all.
All right. Sorry, what did you say? Oh, could you repeat?
Faruzan,
Yes.
Your hearing is... Isn't this rather...
And who, if I...
But Madam
In any case...
Wait!
That's her, all right. But her body apparently stopped...
Anyway, they're wondering if you...
Have you been sleeping well? No! It's good to be and is the person beside... Oh, it is thanks to you.
It might be You can teach a course or participate in a...
Could you not give me a few...
That's precise...
What a waste of... Now you two are here... Of course. What now? Master said there's I feel for Matt, but if I get her in Yeah, that would be But I'm sure he'll say... Huh? So if I also stay in... Okay then. We're back, Madam Faruzan. The Traveler said that... Oh! Why, I couldn't ask for... Is that so... Now... I don't know if Tainar... I don't belong to Ksharawar, which special...
She has been invited...
Just listen to how they... Besides, if they're trying to...
No, the representative...
Oh! Putting aside my... Yeah!
In summary, Akara Crafts wants to design a series of early learning toys. The academia agreed to work with them because they hope that these toys can help children become excellent researchers.
True. The current academia is in need of some new blood. If the children start learning now, perhaps I can find some talented students in a few years. Madam Faruzan, you still haven't...
Anise, Kasharawar's representative, should be staying in the inn at Port Ormos. If you...
Port Ormos? Now there's a place I haven't been to in a... I probably can't join you since Port Ormos is a little far from... No worries. Go do your homework, Kale. Once I'm done with everything here, I'll head over to Pardistii. Thank you. What?
Madam Faruzan! Oh, it's really you. Did you?
All right, calm down. Let me be clear. I'm still not all that. After all, you're here as representatives of the academia in this collaboration. The reputation of...
Either way, it's good. Now, we've given Akara Crafts many ideas over the past couple of days. However, their owner thinks that our designs are...
That's expected. Students who have never had to deal with budgetary constraints probably don't understand how important it is to keep costs low.
If you join the Ksharawar, your budget will be as big as you want it to be.
That's enough. I will not repeat myself. Take me to a...
All right. He's usually at the slope up ahead. Mamdu, the one I recommended is here.
Oh, so you're...
Yes, that's me.
Oh, wonderful. We haven't been able to make any progress. We've made many suggestions, but Miss Anis thought that those ideas were too...
These early learning toys are meant to help the academia train future researchers, after all.
But if they're too complicated, not only will they be expensive to produce considering our production capabilities, but they won't have...
So the design can't be too complicated, but it can't be too easy to play with either.
I remember that in your notes. Many contraptions have managed to fulfill complex functions despite using simple parts.
The contraptions in my notes? I didn't create those. I simply took the contraptions in the ruins apart and analyzed. But now that you mention it, the ruins did have things like that. Do you have a pen, paper, and scissors? I'll make a paper prototype.
You have an idea already? I suppose I should have expected as much of a respected academia senior researcher. We do have those. Yes, please, help yourself. Oh, you're done already?
Let me explain. These 3 thick lines represent 3 poles. These paper strips of varying lengths represent rings of different sizes. They can be slotted onto the poles and stacked up like a tower.
Well, that is easier to make than I expected. So,
That's very simple as well. You just need to shift the tower from this pole to another.
Isn't this a little too simple?
Of course, when moving each ring, the paper strips in this case, you must follow one rule. You can only move one ring at a time, and you can't place a bigger ring on top of a smaller one. It's like building a tower. The rings in the 3 poles must be stacked from big to small. I named this toy Pagoda Stack.
Pagoda stack.
that sounds way too simple. Even I feel like it's missing something.
Give it a try and you'll find out if it's simple or not. I heard from Anis that you find volunteers to try out the toys, right? Why don't we do the same for this game?
It's such a simple toy. There's no need to...
Mamdu, let's just do as she says.
Oh,
And that's how you play this game. You can all give it a try. Let's see who's able to move the tower to another...
You called everyone here for such a simple toy?
It doesn't look like it'll take that many...
Come on, we all promised to help Mr. Mamdu test out the new toys. He said he'd give us new Genius Invocation TCG cards.
Ugh, fine. Let's get this over and done with so we can head...
Done! It took me 19 steps.
Huh? It took me over 20 steps.
I only needed 18
Not bad. Looks like you're all familiar with the rules now. Then let's increase the difficulty. The next tower will be 5 layers tall. Now then, give it a shot.
Wait,
There's more?
well, since we're already here, why don't we just give it a try?
An extra layer shouldn't make it that much harder, right?
What's going on? I've already moved over 30 steps, but I'm still not done yet.
I'm almost done.
Look, done! It took me 35 steps.
What? How?
This pagoda stack toy is pretty fun to play with.
Good. We'll try it one final time. This time, we'll add 2 more layers, making 7 layers in total. Momdu, we've still got quite a few paper strips here. Why don't you give this...
Do you need that many steps for something this simple?
Madam Faruzan,
Dear Master,
allow me to try it as well.
You were looking
trust
at it
this
quite
letter finds you
seriously just
well.
now. Are
thank you for
starting
your
to-
kind
I
offer of an academia
think
post.
so.
But I'm afraid I must decline.
If you want to test out your hypothesis, you'll just have to play and find out.
Got it.
Ah, we don't have enough paper strips left for you, Traveler. However, by the looks of things, why don't you guess what the lowest number of steps needed to solve a 7-layer pagoda stack is? What a shame. You were close. However, let's see how well they do then.
If I move this small ring, then the big one won't be able to go on top of it. Oh, this is going to take more steps than...
I've lost count of how many steps I've taken. Can I...
This got a lot harder.
I solved it! Madam Faruzan, it takes 127 steps in total.
That many? But there are only 7 layers.
For every extra layer in the pagoda stack, the move order you need to consider becomes much more complex, and the number of steps required...
More accurately, it will require double the steps plus 1 each time. You did well. You didn't underestimate the complexity of any given contraption isn't determined by the number of parts it has. The way the parts interact and the rules behind how it operates are important too.
Oh, I see. No wonder you emphasized in your notes that no contraption should ever be underestimated.
I see. So even a simple toy can become complex with the right set of rules.
That's right. The rules used for Pagoda Stack are the simplest kind when it comes to... I could spend some time picking out all those machines that do something similar and write you a reference book. Once that happens, you can give the volunteers the reference book and paper prototypes and find out which toy is the most popular.
Do you have any other toys?
Yeah! When can we play with them?
In about 2 days or so, I think. Niece, if you're free...
Of course! I'd be honored.
2 days should be enough for us to find more volunteers. Then we can organize a huge conference here, at which we can announce which toy we'll be making. You'd be most welcome. We need more people to get...
Thank you for coming here with me today. I'll walk back with you.
Today's the day! Let's go meet up with Sucrose!
Delicious food, freshly made and served.
I think a creepy crawly got into the cooking pot.
be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardistii as quickly as I can. You want to ask why I'm unwilling to join them, yes? Putting aside the fact that they're too full of themselves, I actually have no issue with their research method. After all, knowledge is either right or wrong. Superiority and inferiority do not come into the conversation, no matter what corner of the unknown they shed light on. It's a step forward for us all. Because I believe wholeheartedly in that principle. Even if the others call my research useless, as long as the knowledge I gain from it is accurate, it could become useful in the future. In the end, useful and useless are concepts that shouldn't be used to evaluate. When I first started deciphering ancient documents, I didn't think about how it'd be useful to Ksharawar. That's why there's no need for me to join them to do useful research. I'd rather stay in Haravatat. It's much more convenient for me to access the materials I... Still, the funding that Ksharawar has offered me is so hard to get in Haravatat. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia. Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anissa's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still You're right. Explanations are a core part of early developments, too. By using detailed and accurate illustrations, we can impart knowledge more effectively. It would also make it easier for me to recruit. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have. This is going to be quite the event.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. To sum up, the 24 forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms were used in various ruins. All right, let's go to the next page. Now, I'll explain the base layer design of elemental monuments.
Are we done yet?
I don't understand any of it at all.
Are these really toys?
They sound a bit too dangerous to buy for
Oh,
Well, we've prepared paper prototypes for everyone. If you're interested in the mechanisms, Madame Faruzan...
Oh, this is no fun. Can I try another toy?
I want to go home and play Genius
forget it. I don't think anyone would be interested.
I should go home and take care of my children.
How did this happen? Forget about...
I'm sorry. I think we miscalculated.
No, you simply gave suggestions. I was the one who decided to follow through. Anise, I will find a way to make up for this error. Please, give me some time. I'll write an...
Excuse me, but are you the one who wrote this reference book?
Ah, you're that man mountain who...
Do I stand out that much? Well, I guess I don't look like someone who'd have any... Let me introduce myself. I'm Kamal, the
What's the branch master doing here? Were you looking for us, or did something happen?
I came to Port Ormos to visit some old friends. On the way over, I saw... Can you print a few more copies of this booklet and sell them to the Adventurers Guild? Also, could you make full-fledged models of those paper...
What does the Adventurers Guild want with these?
You may see them as toys, but to adventurers who need to deal with all sorts of machines and contraptions within ancient ruins, we have many members who can't read, so books are of little use to them. What they know of handling mechanism, even if the academia granted public access to all their books...
And our booklet is practically all pictures.
Well, it is designed...
It might be a bit too difficult for children, but it's perfect for adventurers. Also, those paper strips, you call them... If you can make wooden versions for demonstration purposes, if we can supply a model set for each branch, and if each adventurer carries a booklet with them, then ruin exploration...
You really think so? I mean, yes.
Making models of contraptions for the Adventurers Guild? To be honest, that sounds like a...
We'll probably have to send in a separate application, but it shouldn't be an... After all, this concerns safety during the exploration of ruins. It's a...
Then let's cut to the chase and discuss the details of our first order. This much.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. A niece. We haven't had much time to get to know. She's able to calmly figure out the basic principles behind some... I'll do my best to teach her over the next few days. Still, how much she learns will really depend on her. Well, her interest lies in the application of mechanisms. I do have some old knowledge to share, but if we think about the future, it's easier for her to learn the things she's interested in. My research into mechanisms is, in a sense, a side effect of my research. If she becomes my student to learn how to make modern contraptions, it wouldn't benefit either. However, if she develops an interest in deciphering ancient texts over these next 2 days, if I successfully poach a student, those young punks at Haravatat will have one less reason to cut my... Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from... Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anissa's help, 2 days will be enough for our... You're right. If no one understands the reference book, it doesn't matter how deep. It's better to make it simpler and fun so that children will be interested in the subject. It'll also make it easier. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account.
The seas are calm and the sky...
Delicious food, freshly made and served.
Oh, you're here. We're just...
We've called up everyone we possibly could have.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. And if we activate this little mechanism, a Sumeru rose will appear at the top.
Oh, I thought it came out of thin air! It's amazing!
If the mechanism was bigger, you could make a rabbit.
Then you can't use a cane. Could you switch it out with a hat or something?
You're applying what you learned creatively. Not bad. Let's look at the next page. If you fold an origami bird like this, it'll fly.
Whoa. You can make a mechanism using...
The principles at play are even more important than...
These are pretty cool. I'm tempted.
I'm not that interested in toys, but if they'll be
Everyone, we have paper prototypes and craft materials that you can use to make your own toys.
This is such a well-prepared event. I'll give it a go.
But we want to play too!
It's fine. We have a lot of paper prototypes and...
Oh! My origami bird flew...
Professor Faruzan? How can I make mine fly?
Just madam will do. Maybe in the future, you may wish to pay attention to these few details.
Wow! It really did...
Madam Faruzan, will we learn origami at the
Of course you will. If you become a researcher, you can explore any field you like to in the future if you want. You can even become...
But Mom and Dad said that there are 6 darshans in the academy. Which darshan teaches about mechanisms in origami?
Well, in this case, it wouldn't be
I know! We need to choose Kasharawar.
Huh?
I want to attend Kasharawar in the future and fold even...
I want to make even more awesome mechanisms!
Actually, the other darshans do have their own specialties, too. For example, Haravatat specializes in... Pay attention, children. How did this happen?
What if we end up in a darshan we don't like? Does that mean that we won't get to learn about the things we do like?
No, that won't happen. Take me, for example. I'm the only person able to restrict your curiosity as a researcher.
Not really.
Huh. It's all right. You still have a long road ahead of... Let me tell you a story about pressure-based mechanisms.